Hello, good morning. This is JeeShen again. In this video, I'm going to show how you check the cash collected at your counter and then as well as the room revenue generated for the day. So to start it off, I'm going to show how we create a reservations for a walk-in customers. So let's navigate to the PMS. So from the home page, go to reservation and click the add new reservation button. Okay. I'm going to create a reservation for a walk-in guest for today, staying for 2 nights. So, assuming this guest has came before, I could actually select the name, and he is staying in the standard room. Let's say standard room 1. I'm going to give him the best available rate, that is 100 ringgit. Okay, and for this guest, I wanted to simulate how we record the payments and also the security deposits and how actually it show up in your report. So I'm going to create a reservation without collecting any payment, assuming I'm collecting 0, and as well as the security deposits, I'm collecting 0 as of now. And once I'm done, I will create and save the reservation. So I did create a reservation earlier on before I recorded this video. So this is exactly what I did, how the guest folio will show up if you did a reservation as like what I mentioned earlier. So this guest, myself, got charged for 2 nights for my stay at your hotel, right, from 26 to 27. So as a hotel, you generate a room sales of 200 ringgit, right? And the revenue recognized is 100 ringgit each day. Okay, so but as of today, if you notice at the top here, there is no payment made for this reservation. So as of now, without payment made by the guest, in your summary report, the system will pick up the revenue, the reservation, and also the revenue, because this guest has already checked into your hotel and promised to pay 200 ringgit for today, for the sales created today. So in your audit report, right, 200 ringgit will show up because the reservation created today in total is 200 ringgit. Okay, so then if I navigate to the collection summary, you will notice that I have yet to collect any payments. As of cash, I have yet to collect any payment for the rooms, right? That I have collected 0 security deposit. I have collected 0 for the charges, room charges. And then there's no payment recorded for any other payment methods, as like, you know, let's say the credit card, you know, the bank transfer, etc. So let's go back to the folio. Say now the guest came down to the lobby and made a 100 ringgit payment for the room. So they pay using cash, okay, only for the first night. So once I record the payment, the system will update the balance, and as of now, and no changes were made to the audit report. You're still looking at the sales of 200 ringgit. Okay, let's wait. Right, 200 ringgit. And 200 ringgit for one reservation, walk-in customers, that's me. Right, so in the collection summary, once I refresh this, I should expect to see there's a 100 ringgit in the collection for charges. Let's do this. And you see, so this is the 100 ringgit. So as a manager, you have the options to like drill down like what this 100 ringgit came, where this 100 ringgit came from. So if you click this link, it will bring down the details, you know, like this 100 ringgit came in cash on hand for this particular room. That's the payment I recorded, right? So then that is how you look at the cash collected at the counter. Now, if I record a security deposit, collect a 50 ringgit security deposits using cash as well, right? So when I refresh my collection summary, I will see the security deposit being collected. Now 50 ringgit. Okay, so this is how you read the collection summary report. Basically, the collection summary reports tells you how much you have collected that day, right? Or the day that you have selected here, and it will have the breakdown of how by channels. Say I'm actually looking at the cash. Let's try to record another payment. Say this guest came down, make another payment again, but this time using his credit card, right? So he has paid all the payment. He has made all the payment for his booking. And if you look at the collection summary report, now when I refresh this, I'm still looking at 100 ringgit cash collected, 50 ringgit security deposit, but there's a new 100 ringgit added to the credit card section for the room charges. If I click into this, I could actually filter and look at the payment, right? So 2 payments for the same room, one coming in through the credit card, the other coming through the cash, right? So this is how you look at your cash collected at your counter. But as a manager, on top of looking at the cash collected at your counter, you do want to know your room sales. Like, for example, say I have a reservation, a new reservation. Let me close all this. Say I create another reservation. So, and this time for Thomas, let's use the same room type. Sorry. And best available rate. Okay, let's not make payment for this room as well, and we'll see how does it work. Let's collect the security deposit. So for these reservations, we collect the security deposits, but not the room. No payment for we didn't receive any payment for the rooms, right? So this is how the guest folio looks like, right? So guest has paid 50 ringgit for the deposit, but no, he haven't paid any for the room. So as a manager, you do want to know your cash collection at the counter, but at the same time, you need to know how much room sales that you have generated, though you have yet to collect. So go to the audit summary, and this is where you know how much sales you have made. So for the same day, now I'm expecting to see 2 reservations, and in total 400 ringgit. So both came in through the walk-in channels. Of course, depends on your OTA, the number will show up according to the booking source, right? So you may further drill down and look at the occupancy report and also the collection summary report of the day, right? Now, so as a manager, how do you know how much the guest has owed to your business? So go to the report page and navigate to the Folio balance tracking. So this is the report where you track all the balance that wasn't cleared by the guests, right? So I have 2 reservations earlier, JeeShen and Thomas. So do ignore the rest because those are sample data. And these are the 2 reservations I created. And for JeeShen, I have made all the full payment. If you notice, the total charges for my stay is 200 and I have paid 200 in total. So, but why it show up in the Folio balance tracking? Because we still owe them 50 ringgit. Remember the 50 ringgit deposits? So we have to refund them the security deposits. Then it will not show up in the report. Okay. So now for Thomas, it was the other case. He paid for the security deposit, but he didn't pay for the room. So if you notice here, the charges for the room is 200, but we have yet to receive any payment. So ultimately, you would be able to look at total outstanding payment that you owe or they owe it to you, right? So in this account, I'm looking at 4,000 ringgit that I have yet to collect from my customers. Okay, so well, we have a lot of sample data here, but do ignore them. By right, you should only see the reservation status under arrival, departure in this list. So those who didn't show up should not be considered, sorry. And then if your hotel considered that as a sales you wanted to charge, let's say they made bookings from Agoda, but they didn't show up at the counters, those are still deemed as a reservation revenue, right? So you may actually use the filter to actually choose based on your operation, right? So this is where you look at the outstanding payment, right? Thanks for watching this video.